go. Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm great. How are you tonight?
Good. As Joey says, Wednesday night, classical night, the best night of the week.
Best night of the week. Hi, Joey.
I know where's Joey's? Here's Joey. Hi, everybody. It's the best night of the week. Well, we've already got a lot of a lot of comments, so we'll put those up in a second. So good evening, everybody. It's great to see everybody in the comments already. Scott, how have you been? How was your week? I heard you had a very musical week.
I did. I attended a symphonic performance, an orchestral performance at the New World Center on Saturday night. And on Sunday, I went to a listening party at Soundblocks Audio, which is a high-end salon here. And that was to hear a heavy rock record on a $100,000 system. So
wow.
It was kind of fun. Yeah.
Was it fun? Oh, great.
Yeah.
So let's see. We got some Sky. I've got something to tell you later on. If you come on, I'll tell you about a record that I've ordered, and you're going to want one. Unfortunately, there's only one left in the world. You'll have to wait till mine comes, and I'll tell you all about it. I heard it, and Jan heard it on this very obscure Japanese YouTube channel, and it was like, wow, it's just beautiful. So who we got? We got Jack, Maestro K. Evening. Good evening.
Hi, Jack.
And Jack says evening to all. And Scott Hughes was on earlier, so I want to just put some of Scott's on before we move on to bring up Jim and Carl. Hi, everybody. I've been vacationing in the Sandia Mountains, Albuquerque, New Mexico. 5,000 feet is incredible. It's a visual symphony. Very nice.
I bet it is.
And then Scott says, 45 years ago, I saw the CSO with Schulte play Brooklyn 5. Oh, my God. Holy Name Cathedral, visiting Pope John Paul. All the great CSO musicians were there, special concert. And then more information with the CSO from Scott. As the distinction recording Strauss's Ossos Brach Zarathustra 6 times and Mussorgsky's Pictures 7 times in their recording history. Wonderful. And I think our friend from Maui, Scott, finding records in New Mexico. And Postal Playboy, Que pasa, amigos? Hey, que pasa? And Scott, Jack is so nice. Hi, Scott, and the amazing Maestro. And Frederick, a friend from Seattle, but Frederick doesn't live in Seattle. I think he lives elsewhere. Good day, all. Good to see you. So let's bring up into the stage Carl and James. How are you guys? How you doing?
Hi.
Hello, well.
Hey, Jim. Carl.
It's good to see you. What's going on in England, Jim? How's the weather?
Well, it's raining continually.
From the Heathrow videos I watch like 10 minutes every day. It's just non-stop rain.
It is non-stop. I've got the central heating on now, so because it's cold. And and it's going to get even colder apparently in October in the UK. So we've got a lot to look forward to. A lot of great things going on.
And what about Carl in New York? In the 2 best cities, I've got Victoria's lovely, Miami's hip, but London and New York, we all know the 2 great, and Paris, greatest cities. How's life in New York City, Carl?
Well, we also had a change of weather. It started to rain for several days in a row, pouring. But now it's just regular fall weather again. Nothing too cold, nothing too hot. And the city's kind of cooking because all the people come back in September, October, and there's lots of nice different kinds of fall type foods, vegetables and things. It's nice.
That was my favorite time of year in New York. I loved it. October.
It's a beautiful time.
Yes.
Scott mentioned that in response to SSPE, he didn't find any records, but he did find some beautiful Indian pottery and rugs. I love the Navajo Indian designs. Yes, a friend of mine, acquaintance of mine, lives in Santa Fe. He just loves it. And then I did reach out to Jack, the substitute, the great substitute. Will be on a lot over the next couple of weeks. Rain, welcome to my world in East Tennessee, because I was a little worried about after I saw the 160 people. Man, terrible. But it seems that it's just lots of rain where Jack was, which is good. So let me go over some of the things tonight. First of all, guys, we have no guest, which is fine, which means we have lots of time to talk and everyone gets to show their records. So please comment lots. I don't need to tell you that. You guys are incredible. And they're great questions. They're sometimes just comments about informational things. So, and if you don't mind, please like and subscribe. That really helps the channel. Again, don't be shy. Excuse me. Jump on, show some records, or ask the questions in person, or just come and hang out. There are no wrong questions or silly questions. Anything classical goes. Okay, I don't have any new releases as such this week, but I want to show you. I want to show you this again, if you don't mind. Go up to. I want to show people this again. This Walton 2. I've done a lot of listening this week, especially with the new turntable, which I'll talk about in a minute. It's a remarkably good piece, and like I said, Jim and I played it, an eon ago, and we both couldn't remember much about it. Like, yeah, it was okay, typical, blase youth. But I've been really listening to this, and I put it on the dream list today. We updated the dream list, and this is on there. This EMI recording is out of this world. And Jim, do you know the Constant Lambert Rio Grande? Very interesting piece.
Yeah.
Good piece. And of course, two of Walton's best overtures, Portsmouth Point and Scapino, very rollicking, kind of virtuoso pieces for orchestra. Wonderful. But you can get that. It's not too expensive. Get the HMV. It's analog. It sounds incredible. So yeah, I would definitely look for that. There's Master's voice. Okay. And let me just add this. So next week, our guest is Osvaldo Martinez from Let There Be Sound. There's his slide in case you want to have a look at his stuff beforehand. And I'll talk to Osvaldo this week. And I'm not sure if he's going to do it from his home or from his store. I'd like him to do it maybe from the store so he can walk around, because the one with Angie was so much fun. It was very good. The next slide. Yes. So we're going to do some equipment. And Carl's got something to show you in a second. I got a note from Wendy Knowles today. She's the lady at Focal Name, head of PR. She's a lovely, lovely woman. And she said, can we spread the word? So these are the new Focal Utopia Divas. So it's part of the Utopia line. And what's different for these, for your $40,000 US pair, is they are completely active and completely wireless. So basically, it's plug and play, and that's it. Well, there's a lot of those speakers, but Focal make really incredible stuff. So it's 40,000 US a pair for those. If you don't have that, we have something a little less. These, Charles Brown just did a review in Audiophilia. Please go and have a read. He's an incredibly brilliant writer. And he goes into great detail about these PSB speakers. Paul S. Barton is a famous Canadian maker from like 35 years. And did a lot of work with Floyd Toole at the National Research Council for measurements. And Charles loved them. And they're $8.99 a pair or something. Not expensive, relatively inexpensive. But he liked the way they were made. He loved the way the drivers were spaced. So yeah, check out his review. It's a really detailed review for a small speaker for $900. And boy, what a review they got. And a star, which is nice. And Charles doesn't give stars very often. There's the new turntable. So this is the Pure Fidelity Symphony, which is with that arm, not that cartridge. There's no cartridge that comes with it. With that arm, that's the Pure Fidelity Savant arm, which is a kind of a modified audio origami arm from Scotland. I don't want to give away the review, but I'm in the middle of reviewing it now, and it's, as I use that word quite a lot, remarkable. It's, as you can see, it's the finish, the fit and finish is spectacular. Try and get you a close up of the one behind me when I go big in a second. Excuse me. Anyway, the review will be up November 1st, so make sure you read that. As will Carl's review of Mike Levy's Alta Audio Aphrodite speakers, which are 40,000. 40,000, Carl?
50.
Excuse me, 50,000 a pair. And Carl is very much enjoying that review process. And this is my new reference cartridge. This is the Akita Sound Labs, handmade by Osamu Akita-san, and he's in his 90s now. And 9,600 US. I got an incredible accommodation price from the Canadian distributors, very much appreciated. I didn't get it for free. to pay money, but it's worth it. So my beloved Phasmation is up for sale. Can I call you on for a good price, which is, and everyone knows how much I love Phasmation, the PP2000, and it had to do something really special to get my head to turn from Phasmation. So it's a wonderful cartridge. It's going to get a full review in Audiophilia. It looks beautiful and it sounds beautiful, and for that price, it should, and it does. I love the Japanese way of, I love the Japanese culture in many, many things. You know, flower arranging and the tea ceremony. And if anybody has not seen Shogun, that miniseries, I highly recommend it. It won 25 Emmys or something. I think, oh, I'll check it out. It was wonderful. But that's very, very good. And I love the way the Japanese focus on their cartridges, how they make it, the way they develop their sound. Anyway, it's handmade by Akita-san. I think that's okay. So we're going to get to that in a second. That. Okay, so yeah, that's the turntable behind me. There we go. That's Walnut Burl, and John has let me have that on loan, long-term loan, which I'm very appreciative of. And he's also I purchased the turntable next to it, so I get to use that for my mono. But my mono cartridge broke. The glue came off. We had a hard time setting it up, and what's going on? And Jan, we finally looked, and the stylus was missing. Oh, so it's a $37.50 US cartridge, and it's $2,000 to retip it. But like the one we reviewed, and I think Jack bought it, the Audio-Technica 500 US. It's very, very good. Is it as good as the Infinity Miyajima Labs? No, it's not. But it's very, very good. And I just purchased, quite a lot of money, the Kai. So I think that's it, the money for cartridges for a while. So I think I'll just stick with the Audio-Technica for a while. Okay, so that's that. We're going to do Scott's New World Review in a second. I just want to put up some comments. Alan says, good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Alan. Scott says, I believe Walton's Capino was composed for the 50th anniversary of the CSO. Wonderful. Postal says, Maestro, the new table looks hot. It is. No video, no photograph can do it justice. You got to see it in real life. And it's like, whoa, mesmerizing. Great question, Sky. I had that. Did you ask that in the comments for my video, which I have up now? So you can go check it out, the unboxing. You'll get a good shot of Jan lifting stuff and John Strapp. Great, yeah.
The only chance to see her.
Yeah, Jan, I asked her to come up tonight. She looks absolutely gorgeous tonight. I said, come on. Nope. So, no, Sky, the short answer is no, he's not planning it. Someone else asked that, and that would make life a lot easier for putting mono cartridges on. But I get to use you see the one over my shoulder here, the Harmony, which is in the quilted maple. I mean, John just makes this most spectacular looking tables. They're relatively inexpensive. When they're not, they're very expensive. But compared to what other tables cost, and the sonic results are just incredible. Now, good morning, Andrew. Now, Andrew, you were in Fiji, and now you're in Hanoi. Yeah, just come up and tell us what you're doing there. Hanoi, I'm fascinated with Hanoi. Fascinated with Vietnam. We were told for years and years and years, well, this country, that country. But what a magnificent country. If you ever saw the Top Gear tour around Vietnam, he was just saying, my God, this country is so beautiful. It's just magnificent. And Hanoi is a wonderful city. So, yes, come on and tell us all about it. Are you just there for vacation? There for the food? Yeah, the food's great.
Food is good, right?
Yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up the stream images again. Okay, and Scott, can you tell us where you were and what you were doing?
Sure. This Saturday, after work, I went to the New World Center, which is 5 blocks away from where I work, down Lincoln Road on Miami Beach. And I took in one of their preseason concerts for $10. And it was Beethoven's Leonore Overture,
There it is,
Barber's Violin Concerto, and Mendelssohn's Italian Symphony. The conductor was Stephanie Childress, and the soloist for the Barber was Stella Chen. You know, this is a wonderful facility because they have several programs where they make classical music either affordable or free for people to, you know, that may think it's too expensive to go to the symphony. This is one example, a $10 concert. They also do children's concerts that are like $10. I've gone to those as an adult too, to see like Peter and the Wolf or the Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra. It's the same type of thing. It's still a full concert. And they have a chamber music series, which is also $10 or $20. So you don't have to pay, you know, $80, $100, $200 to go see a concert. They also have an outdoor wall cast, which is a simulcast, which they project onto the huge side of the building, which is set up just a blank wall that's a screen. And the whole thing is designed as a soundscape. So you're surrounded by sound as you sit on the terraced lawn. So the public can go there for free and camp out with their blankets and chairs and wine and cheese and watch what's going on inside. So that's free. So, you know, a lot of options, and there's a presence there that, you know, people recognize that there's something going on. And that's, you know, those are some of the things they do to attract new people to, you know, the classical music world. They also do like a nighttime thing, like for young people. It's like a club type of atmosphere where they combine orchestral and club beats and stuff like that, you know, trying different things to bring people in and get them involved. But I stayed for the Barber and for the Overture and the Barber. I had worked 10 hours, so I didn't stay for the Mendelssohn Italian. But what I heard was amazing. The conductor was fascinating to watch. I thought she was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I wouldn't know how to judge a conductor like Anthony does, but
she's very talented young lady. Very talented.
Yeah, just the nuance and everything that she was doing, just the symphony rose to the occasion. It was magnificent. The Barber was especially good, of course. I had heard it before. I have many copies of this on vinyl, but there was something magical about hearing it in concert. Those first two movements are so beautiful and lyrical, and that final third movement is just a display for virtuoso. And this Stella Chen was perfect, really on point, just wonderful. It was great, and she got a standing ovation for sure. So that was my evening at the New World.
Do you know how they audition these guys?
Well, it's an orchestral academy, so I think it's kind of like a finishing school for people that have been in training and they're on their way to the professional orchestra.
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of just a transitional orchestra,
Yeah.
and it's founded by Michael Tilson Thomas. It's been an incredible success.
Right.
It's different than Tanglewood, and it's a paid orchestra, and they do a whole season for the citizens of Miami. So Miami get like a world-class orchestra of these young people.
Yeah.
Stephanie Childress, I should just tell you, you go on YouTube and find her. She's the assistant conductor at the St. Louis Symphony. Very, very quick, or Cincinnati. I think it's St. Louis. Right after university. She was the violinist concert master of the National Youth Orchestra of Great Britain. She was incredibly talented. And there were interviews with her, and I'm thinking, my goodness, the girl is so poised. My God, she's amazing. And her playing, they did the planets, and she had all those beautiful violin solos. Then she gave up, Royal Academy, Trinity, Guildhall College. I'm not going there. She went to Cambridge, of course, and did 4 years at Cambridge as a music degree and studied privately. She came out and she went straight in as a conductor to the St. Louis Symphony. I mean, how talented must she be? Well, I could hear her when she was playing the violin. She was amazing. So there you go. It's I'm so glad you went, Scott. And the live music compared to the Dolly $100,000 Dolly speakers.
Well, it was quite a different kettle of fish. That was 9 Inch Nails. The downward spiral on that setup, that consisted of a Fikart Firebird, Kuzma arm, Koetsu Jade cartridge.
Oh, that old thing?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I forget what it was, an integrated amp. I forget what it was. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was powerful, but controlled. And that's how I remember that album when I heard it. But I had never really heard it like that. That's a really fun thing that they have here, too. It's about 20 people only. And they set up like bean bags and low seating, and you can kind of lounge around in the area ahead of the speakers. And they have, like club lighting, and it's darker, and it's just so fun. Yeah, they're really nice hosts, Eric and Federico at Soundlux Audio.
So Andrew is visiting the family of his wife, and Alan said, "Hi, Andrew. My wife is from Hanoi." And he also said he lived there for 2 years. And then Scott said, "I love the Mendelssohn Italian. I played it myself. A great piece. It's wonderful. Any amateur orchestra, semi-pro orchestra, and professional orchestra has played the Italian. It's almost a perfect symphony. Stayed
for it.
It's just amazing. Got the most beautiful slow movement, and then that tarantella at the end with all the triple tongue on the flutes is wonderful. It's wonderful. It's a great symphony." And Sky says, $10, what a deal. You can't find a cup of tea for that, Scott. Happy for you.
That's right.
That's great. Okay, so now we're going to go to Carl. We're going to hand it over to Carl. And Carl's going to tell us how he's doing with the Aphrodites, and then show us some equipment. And then we're going to talk some streaming, some actual music. Let me get you up there, Carl. There we go.
All right. Well, the Aphrodites, yeah. I'm still playing around with them, enjoying them immensely. Experimenting with different kinds of music, whether they're streaming or LPs, and just it's been quite a lot of fun. And working on the review, it's going well. It's a pleasure. He's really reached a level that I've just never heard before in his speakers. So he's quite impressed with his work, and pretty proud of what he did. So I'll say more when I know more. Already. As another piece of equipment just I brought with me, you may remember I had this thing called a small green computer sonic port, which this was this device, and it attaches to the internet, and it contains a room core, and it's got no moving parts. It's completely solid aluminum. It's pretty heavy duty, and its purpose is to be just like that, so it doesn't cause any distortion and other things, and it separates it from all the other components. So you connect this to the internet. You then set it up by connecting your computer to the internet. Very briefly, it's just kind of an automatic process. And then after that, you disconnect the computer, and it's headless, and you just would control the music with your iPad or whatever to choose music. But anyways, the small green computer, what it goes with, which I now have, the company kindly sent this to me, was a piece that goes with it. So I'll explain briefly. So this is the power supply to this piece, because again, he's very, very particular about keeping things isolated. Don't put things together. It's heavier than the piece. It's very serious linear power supply. And this, it's like what it basically does, it allows you to attach in the back your USB DAC, whatever you might have, and it allows it to become a Ethernet DAC, so that it then can connect with Roon directly through the internet. And you're just, again, isolating everything from each other. And so this piece is also about $1,000 together with the original transport. So for $2,000, you get a complete streaming system. You just plug your DAC in USB into the back, and you can control Roon, which pulls everything in. It's supposed to isolate and keep things completely distortion free as best they can for that kind of a price. And I'll be reporting and reviewing this over the next months. So that's the newest on that. So I thank Small Green Computer very much for, allowing me to have this equipment to review. and I'm looking forward to the review on that after the Aphrodite's is complete.
Fabulous.
now
Do you want to
music-
do some streaming now, or do you want to wait till after we've done
I
the
can
vote?
wait a while to come back later. Let someone
Okay,
else show some things.
Let's get everybody up. Okay, so we got after the vaults, we have Carl to do streaming, and then we're going to talk about Bruckner. Andrew says, Carl, oh, here we go. Question for you, Carl, go ahead.
What are the instruments timbre like? Oh, the speakers. Oh, they're just, I mean, when you get to this kind of level, you really feel like the instruments are right there. Some of these things are just, we always say, oh, it sounds like it's live and all that. Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like to me, particularly with small ensembles and things, and even guitars and piano is miraculous. I mean, the soundstage is so huge that it's just overwhelming. So yeah, I'll try to write more carefully and articulately when I write a review about how the sounds are. So stay tuned.
It's Jack. Hey, Jack, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. You're just in time for all the fun. We're going to be going. Carl was just showing us some equipment, and we've been talking equipment. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty. We're going to talk about records. And then now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this right now. I'm going to put Sky up, and then eventually I'm going to have to. Hey, Sky, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good, Sky. I'm gonna I have to, when we do the Brooklyn, I have to take one of you off to put up the images. But for now, I'm gonna go to Scott. Scott, do you want to go first, or do you want Jim to go first?
Oh, I'll let Jim go first.
Okay, Jim. So James has lots of records. You said, what did you say, Jim? Yes, I've got lots. So
I've got a few little crackers to show tonight, which I found this week, actually.
You're on, my friend.
So, okay, well, the first one is something I know you're very fond of, and that is Dvorak 7 with Carlo Maria Giulini and London Philharmonic. And this is an EMI Angel, virtually brand new. I don't think it's ever really been played. It's, it's a lovely, again, that was 99p.
Scott, where would that be pressed?
Recorded.
EMI.
I don't know.
Where does it, Jim, on the label?
Okay, it says manufactured and distributed in Canada.
Oh, okay.
So it's come from Canada. The next one is a brand new. I don't know where this came from, but it's a brand new Deutsche Grammophon, Brahms Symphony Piano Concerto Number 2, Maurizio Pellini, Claudio Abbado, and it's again completely. I don't think it's ever been played. It's a completely brand new
Beautiful
LP. And then the next one along is an original Ace of Clubs mono, Ernest Ansermet, Debussy, La Mer, and Nocturnes. Again, this sleeve is virtually not going to.
Can we show us the cover and the label, please?
Yeah, I'm going to show you the label now.
Oh, I love those Ace of Clubs labels.
And again, there's the scratch on the middle Fredel things. I don't think it's probably been played once. I'm sat in somebody's cupboard for 50 years.
Can we just see a wide angle of the cover, of the actual cover? Is that right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just lift it up a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, I love that. Beautiful.
So I mean, that can go with your original mono cartridge. You'll probably do very well.
Ray-Ban.
Right now these I found in a box set, a store that was just selling box sets of records. The complete Art of Schnabel Beethoven Piano Sonata recordings. HMV Treasury. Now the amazing thing about this was I don't think they knew what they had, because these were 99 cents for, I don't know, 6 records or something. Each box was 99p.
Wow.
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh, you got EMIs too. Oh God.
I mean, and there's another box of Same thing, same condition, Schnabel, Beethoven.
They're the greatest sonatas. They're unbelievable. I've got them on mono.
And as the creme de la creme, really, I think, of these, I picked up Beethoven, the Opus 18 string quartets, the complete ones with the Amadeus.
Oh, lovely.
Oh yeah.
Now, again, I
How
don't
much?
think it's. These were £1.99p.
Oh, rip off.
And in fact, there's a bit of. I'm going to have to give them a hoover in the clean. There's one of those, those 1970s foam backed things that they used to put in box sets to keep them from falling out. So there we go.
Gorgeous. That's a great find.
And beautiful condition. No, nothing. And I don't know. I've got a couple more if you've got time. But
Yes, we have all the time in the world tonight.
Hey Jim, when you purchase these records for 99p, and
yeah,
I mean, do you do it with a straight face and not?
absolutely.
Someday they're going to figure this out,
Jack, I even asked them if I get a discount if I buy 10 or more. So, and sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Like 10, get one free.
Right. This is an interesting one. This is from you, Scott. Reiner, Vienna Philharmonic, and RCA Victrola. I think
never seen that.
It's got to be mono.
Where's the orchestra?
Chicago Symphony. Oh, Vienna Philharmonic. Sorry.
With Reiner.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you the.
Oh, look at that.
Huh.
That's a great.
Again, this is virtually. I mean, it's virtually never been played. I mean, there isn't a blemish on the label or anything.
They don't play their records there.
Well, the other thing, I've started getting into Van Bynum, and I came across this.
Oh, I love Van Bynum. Great. He's a great conductor. Oh, that's a great. These Ace of Clubs are very good, eh?
They're very good. And again, I mean, it's virtually, it hasn't, the sleeves, everything. There's not a blemish on it.
So what'd that cost you? £2?
99p. Actually, I think this cost me 49 cents. Actually,
Yeah, we're getting sick of this. You know that?
Well, I'm just hey,
We're getting big sick of it.
I know. And then I don't know if this I bought on spec, but I haven't played it yet. Vienna Philharmonic with Clemens Krauss.
Oh, that'll be. Oh, that'll be.
You can see it says 99p on the thing.
God, these Ace of Clubs. You taught me about Clemens Krauss. He's a great Strauss conductor.
Yeah, and again, beautiful LP, beautiful, absolutely not a mark on it. So I shall enjoy the old these Ace of Clubs things.
Yeah,
there you go.
Beautiful.
So there's quite a good collection this week. Whoever passed away this week must have had a very good record collection.
Jeez, yeah.
So is that it, Jim?
Well, I can give you some more if you want.
Yes, we were expecting a little bit more.
Okay, well, there's another one here, another Ace of Clubs, which is Van Bynum, Haydn Symphony Number 94.
Oh, these Van Bynums are fantastic.
And again, beautiful condition. I've got a couple of what I did find, which is very much is the Karajan La Boheme.
Oh, famous La Boheme.
With Franny Pavarotti Giarov and my friend Elizabeth Harwood, who I used to work with quite a lot years ago. Lovely lady who she passed away some years ago now, but she was great. She was on all those Gilbert and Sullivan records with Malcolm Sargent. And I don't know what else, maybe. Oh, yes, here we are. Faust Gounod, Victoria de Los Angeles, Nikolai Gedda, Christoph, Paris Opera Orchestra under Clutons, and that's
an EMI.
An EMI Angel. Do you want me to show you the
Yes, the label, please.
Oh, and yeah, okay, I'll show you this. This came out purely by chance. Anyway, so there we are. There is the
Right.
label.
Anyone 8 said that's a great find. And Matt said these finds are unreal. They are. They said,
Well, there you go. And
Fan-
finally, we were talking about 10-inch records. And I came across this. Well, it was in the box actually. I didn't buy it. It came in the box set. It's
oh, nice.
It's
Yeah.
Master's Voice. It's 10 inches.
Hmm.
And I don't know. Presumably, it must be MI. Yeah, because it's. Do you want me? I'll show you. Now the label on this is actually quite interesting. It's like the old 78s label.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
And
Wow.
again, you know, so that's a 10-inch. So, hey, I don't know if 10 inches are really valuable these days, but and that was completely free, gratis. Fell out the box.
That's
James
quite
says-
a haul.
Jim said, he said, James Myers said, Jim, Rainer Strauss Till was released in USA on LSE 2077 SD. Nice. It's I've got
Right.
it. It's a good performance.
Yeah.
Hey, James.
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to listening to that because I mean it's one of my favourite pieces, and I haven't got anything by Reiner doing that, so
it's good. It's very, very fine. I mean, okay, Jim, is that it?
that's it. I think, my friend, for this week.
Well, that's amazing. Okay, here we go. Okay, throw down. Here we come.
How am I going to beat that?
Scott, the pressure is on.
I doubt that you can.
I've been so jealous of his finds that I took a trip to England and I kind of looked around to see if I saw that shock of hair up, and I saw him and I was like, is that James? I got to find out where he's going. And when he left the charity shop, I went in and I found these. These are his leftovers.
Bring the fire, Scott. He said, bring the fire, Scott. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah,
Spring
That's
Symphony.
a real stereo decker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Wow.
Yeah. It's an old. It's actually got the fold over cover. Yeah, I found a bunch of decas he left behind.
wow. Look at that. I just did the Vienna Octet on the on the video. Amazing group.
Sorry, these are all already packaged away in their final source solution sleeves. William Backhouse.
Oh, these are great, Scott.
This is
oh
beautiful.
yeah.
I did hear this one, and these are all wideband decas. Well, not all. This one's a narrowband, but I'm not familiar with this. I haven't listened to it yet. Marco Spada. I guess.
Aubert, French ballet music. Boninge, Richard Boninge,
Okay.
famous for ballet. Oh, nice.
That's on a.
Narrow band, but still lovely.
Yeah. No, I have some of these narrow bands. They're very good. Pressings are excellent. Here's a modern one. How to Not.
Yeah, it's Welsh composer, very good. David
Mhm.
Allison, very good conductor for modern music.
Fabulous cover. Yeah. And a couple more decas.
Oh, that's a beautiful deca. The Saxophone Sonata, so gorgeous. Kyung-Wha Chung at a height of a power
Yeah.
21, and of course Radulupu, the wizard.
Yeah, I love both of them.
That's a gorgeous record.
Fabulous.
Where did you get that, Scott?
These, I told you, I was following him around Liverpool. No, these were donated to me by a viewer.
Oh, what a lovely gesture.
Yeah.
I think Loki Tio said I have that. It must have been Loki Tio who sent them to you. Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, right. Loki
No,
Tio's too busy.
It's a gentleman that's starting to downsize. He's cataloging his stuff onto digital and needs to kind of cut down. So
These are gorgeous records. He has great taste, man.
he knew I would be very open to
Daryl says, Scott, you're killing it.
talking about these. Okay, now we're going to get to the EMI.
Oh, Chung Lupu. Wow, that is Max. That is a great record. Oh my God, are these all from the same guy?
Yeah,
Oh my God, this guy's got great taste.
yes, he does. This is the first one I've ever had of this label.
Oh, the cream and red.
Ah.
I love that. It's early.
Beautiful.
What's that? 3-digit ASD, like three numbers only.
ASD, yeah.
Yeah, but what are the
ASD
numbers?
3 numbers, right? 530.
Yeah, it's early. It's lovely.
Yeah. I mean, some of the jackets are generally in good condition. The older they get, though, there's creases and stuff because of these, they're very thin jackets. This is HMV Concert Classics, Beethoven Symphony No. 7 with Colin Davis.
Do you know about that record?
No.
That was a one-off. They had to fill some time, and Colin Davis said, "I'd like to record the seventh."
Oh,
That
really?
is legendary. It's amazing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
amazing. Yeah, it's a great seventh.
I haven't gotten to it yet. There's a lot to go through here.
Paul McDowell said the Chung Lupu album is one of her finest recordings. It certainly is. Jeremy says the De Los Angeles Revel, marvelous.
Yes, I did listen to that one. Beautiful, beautiful.
So Arthur Bliss. Yeah,
I don't know if you know those performers.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
they're Peter Graham and they all remember the Milos, but as they say in Quebec, in Montreal on the CBC French radio, Gervais de Paye is Gervais de Paye, Jerry Paye de Paye. He was the principal of the LSO for many, many years.
It's
And then
a
he moved to New York. Yeah, that's a great one. Arthur
plum
Bliss.
label with an Odeon sticker over it.
He was the master of the Queen's music.
Bliss and Beethoven Mass in C.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, yeah.
More EMI. Oh God, Frederick has the Bliss.
Color postage stamp label. This one I don't know anything about. Maybe you do.
Yep.
Oh,
Ronald
yeah.
Smith, Ronald Smith was my accompanist piano teacher.
Oh,
And Alcan is one of those composers that shone brightly for about 5 or 10 years because he writes the most fiendishly difficult music. And Ronald Smith made a career on performing his music. It's not up to much, but it's technically brilliant. But
yeah.
it's good. They're famous records. And he was my teacher, my accompanist teacher, Jim Jonathan's teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an unusual label. I think we saw this in one of Oz's labelographies.
Oh yes.
Remember? Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So that was cool. I haven't heard it yet.
Vinyl Bliss. I'm not sure if you knew Vinyl Bliss. If you are, welcome. If you're not, it's great to have you back.
Yes.
Alcan is very interesting. Yes, it's I definitely acquired taste, but it's kind of like late romantic. I think maybe Vinyl Bliss can correct me if I'm wrong. But technically, it's for demons. It's very, very challenging.
Couple more. These are
Going, but we got lots more. Oh yeah, that's early Neville. So that's very early. Who are the players?
Mm-hmm. These are early.
Scott, can you just read who the players are?
Who the players are? Let's see. It doesn't say.
Okay, it's probably just
easily. Yeah, it doesn't say listing.
Vinyl Bliss says about Alcan, it takes a while to sink in. I think you're right there.
Recital for string.
These are same guy?
Yeah, same guy.
Wow, so wonderful, Scott.
Yeah. I was so excited when I opened this. Oh my god.
Yeah. These are very, very early ones. They're on Loiseau, right?
Yeah.
Not even on our.
No. Charles Avison, Manfred Fredini, Albinoni, Handel, and Telemann. So that's that label. And then these are kind of my favorite.
Jim, I think he's got you beat tonight, buddy. But I think he's got you beat. Oh, God Almighty, this guy, John Ireland. Yeah.
That's a good record.
Did you ever work with Benjamin Luxon?
Loretta Lollipops.
Sorry, are you talking to me?
Yeah, Jim. Did you ever work with Ben Luxon?
Yeah, I did. I did Don Giovanni with Ben Luxon.
Yeah, he's on that recording. Sorry, Scott. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loretta Lollipops. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't have any of these. I have some Loretta, but
never even seen them.
this is the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Jim-
I've
Jim's-
got that. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was. Thanks, Jim, for leaving those behind. Just kidding. No, that was fun because my collection is very U.S. centric. It's London and RCA and getting EMIs and Angels. I mean EMIs and Lorettas and Deccas is a treat. So.
Mm.
But they went to a good home for sure. I'll take care of them and promote them.
I think when Sky. Oh, Sky. I have to say. There we go. There we go. So, Jack and Sky, do you have any records to show us tonight?
Oh, sure.
I have a lot of Bruckner. I'll wait till we do our Bruckner.
When we do the Bruckner thing, which is coming up in about 15 minutes. Any other records other than the Bruckner?
No, I just pulled my Bruckner.
Okay. Sky, do you have yours?
Yeah, I have one Bruckner, but I'll save that.
Yeah, say that. Let me just get you up here.
Every-
I got
So, Sky,
everybody get on
Sky,
dogs.
I got only 4.
Sky, I was telling you, I'm not going to tell you what it is because I was so excited, but I listened to it and I said to Jan, I've got to get that record.
Yeah,
It's so beautiful. It's Beethoven, of course. I won't tell you what it is.
wonderful.
But Jan goes straight away. She goes, oh, I know that piece. Like straight away. It's so famous. And the recording.
I actually just ordered the Walton Symphony No. 2.
Which one? Did you James for the Cleveland or Anthony for the LSO?
The one you showed.
Yes. Yeah, James, you're going down, James.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations! I think you'll really enjoy it.
I got 4, and these are the 4 albums. Again, I would pick these instead of any other. So these I would take it to Desert Island with me, and they sound fantastic. So this is the Elgar Cello Concerto.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've never seen that.
And,
Amazing.
and
I've got it on CD, yeah.
This is outstanding. It's right there. It is really, you feel it. It's a wonderful album. I think you should definitely have it. And this I just got this recently. This is actually a Mozart string quartet with the Quartet Italiano.
An
Yeah.
incredible quartet. Incredible.
And I actually really love Quartetto Italiano because I have the full set of Beethoven string quartet. So they play on this. It's just spectacular.
I've got their late quartets, Beethoven. They're just incredible.
Yeah, you feel like they're just there. And one other album, which is very unusual. Not a lot of people probably know, but it's during the classical era. Is a wonderful Cherubini. This is an archive record. So this is a Melos quartet from, I believe, Stuttgart, and they do the Cherubini. So the Cherubini is about the same age it was during the Beethoven times, and his string quartets are just, it's really good.
That's another fabulous record. I just put their Death of the Maiden on the Audiophile Dream list
Oh,
today.
good. Yeah.
Their Deutsche Grammophon Milos Quartet, Stuttgart, incredible.
Yeah,
They're really wonderful.
It's wonderful. This archive is really, it's just one of the things I really love about it. Just you can see the quartet.
Gorgeous.
This booklet is fantastic. I mean,
How's the sound? How's the sound?
Sound is wonderful. It's actually one of my friends recommended this album. I didn't know anything about it. You said you really need to play it, and I so agree. So I will take this with me to Desert Island. So again, it's the archive.
Right.
It sounds fantastic.
Wonderful.
Sounds fantastic. Highly recommend.
Wow.
And
How's your new equipment? Sorry, so do you have another record?
Yes, another last one, another string quartet. It's a Dvorak and Haydn from Bach Arts Trio.
Oh, the Donkey Tree, lovely, beautiful.
And
Well, it's the benchmark, right? They set the standard. I had
Yeah.
to turn pages once for Menahem Breslin at Wigmore Hall. I was so scared. He's so demanding as an artist, and he just looks at you like, "Are you going to turn the page, asshole? Or am I going to sit here?" It was a paid gig. Anyway, fantastic, Sky. Beautiful stuff.
yeah, these are must-haves.
Amazing. Well, I will tell you the Carabini. I will listen to that. I don't know a lot about Carabini, so I'll have a listen. Right. Okay. So we're going to do the Brooklyn in a little bit, in about 10 or 15 minutes, and that's going to take up quite a bit. So get your Brooklyn ready, and we want to hear everybody in the gallery. Yes, we want to hear you. Milos Quartet are wonderful. They certainly are, and the Quartetto Italia is
Yeah, it's
it's
just
his favorite. So okay, so let's get to Carl and solo layout. Okay, Carl.
Okay, yeah. I had one Bruckner also, so I'll save that. But I think I have two others or so. Let's see. This I just don't recall that I had a chance to show it. You were talking about it, I think, but I don't know whether you were talking about a streaming version. The Caldor String Quartet.
Yes, that's James sent me CD. Did you get a chance to listen to it?
Yes, it's very nice. And this is,
Tell us what you think.
I believe it's 2496 resolution as well. So that I saw, and then
What did you think of it?
no, I enjoyed that. I thought it was very nice. I like small quartets, so I mean I'm very keen on those kind of things. So I thought it was very nice. But I spotted that some weeks ago, and I guess I never had a chance to talk about it. The next one is really an oddball here. If any of you know Brian Eno, he's someone who does, music, more modern music with progressive rock and wild stuff with Crimson. But he has a brother called Roger Eno.
Right.
And I spotted this.
Like Roger Clinton.
But this is classical. His brother does different kinds of music, but it's very mysterious and strange. But then there's some pieces that are beautiful, and the sound quality is wonderful. I was very impressed with this track number 6. I think, if I remember what it was called here, I wrote it down. I really liked that one. It was the name of the album, is the Sky. They shift like chords. Number 6 was called Through the Blue. It was just piano only by Brian Eno. I thought it was wonderful. The sound quality was great. So anyway, just, if you like something experimental, check it out.
I would like that, I think.
George gramophone. I thought it was really
Alan says he has the Roxy music albums with Brian Eno and 4 of his solo albums. So he's obviously been around in rock music and classical. It's cool.
I didn't know that he had a brother, because when I was younger, I would listen to the brother, with King Crimson and the wild stuff like that. So I thought this might be something new by him, but then I said, wait a minute, that doesn't sound like the kind of music that Brian Eno would be playing. And sure enough, something new and interesting, I think. So I'll wait. I have a Bruckner too, but I'll wait till everyone else is doing theirs.
Okay, that's wonderful. Great, thank you. Okay, so Sky's shown his records. Scott's shown his new records. My God, what a collection! Who was the
I tried to get it up on my iPad here, but I think on Cubos, I think they have sections for new releases and suggested by Cubos, and then it's either media suggestions or somebody. And that string quartet, the Caldor String Quartet, was number 1 on the download list last week. So somebody's listening to it.
Fabulous. So James, tell your son, will that be cash or Visa? That's what we like. Okay. Absolutely, no kidding. No, I love that. I'm looking forward to their early ones. I was listening to their late ones again this week as I was writing the review for that turntable. Okay, Scott says he has the Quartetto Italiano version of the Debussy and Ravel quartets. Beautiful versions. It is. It's cool. You can't go wrong. So, in the last 35 minutes, we're going to talk about something very special in building a first-class classical library. And it's a big task this week because It's all the Bruckner symphonies, and you can do the D Nolte and the Study Symphony, but it's really symphonies 1 through 9. I just want to put what James put up. Hey, Carl and Jack, check is in the mail. You can hear the Calidor live at Alice Tully.
That's Paul Anthony.
No, he sent me the CDs. I'm on this free CD gravy train as the I'm getting rich on cartridges and CDs. It's wonderful. Jan, you don't have to work another day in your life, sweetheart. Okay. Are you coming on tonight? No. Okay, she's not. Okay. So, Sky, maybe your significant other would come on tonight. No.
Oh no.
Not yours. Clara's come on. Okay, so let's talk about Bruckner. And we can talk about our favorites, and you can have one favorite or more than one favorite. Bruckner really is the composer. Is 200 years old, but the composer of the last decade. And it used to be put a Mahler symphony on, and you're guaranteed to sell out. Still are. Now you put a Bruckner symphony on, you're pretty well guaranteed to sell out. There are more Bruckner cycles that you can swing a cat at. It's amazing. I say the more the merrier. Here, I'm just gonna remove you for a second, Sky, just so I can put this up. So that's the Bruckner set that I got, and Jack has a copy as well. And it really is. It's not flawless, but it's nearly flawless. There's some wonderful performances. So if I put out, let's go back to front because there's a little bit more. So Symphony number 9, Jim. Who's your recommendation?
Well, for me, it's got to be Schuricht. It's got to be Schuricht, really. But I also like Gunter Vandt, and I think I'm not really a great fan of having a Bruckner cycle with the same conductor because I don't think any of them do them all quite as well as they could. But Gunter Vandt, I think is very good. But my old friend Carl Schuricht.
What was again, bud? Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. This is the big Gunter Vandt box, which has all the Bruckners, all the Brahms, all the Beethoven, and most of the Mozarts in it. And it was it's an RCA. What is it? RCA thinking. Well, whatever. RCA Red Seal Sony Music. I don't know if you can get that box anymore, but I do recommend if you see it somewhere, get it because it's like I don't know 35 CDs or something, and I got it for £20. But anyway. But you know, my old standby certainly on Bruckner 8/9 is Schuricht, followed by Eugen Joachim, who I think I like the Dresden Staatskapelle. They're probably my favourite German orchestra, and have been for 45 years. And I think Joachim's Bruckner cycle with them is pretty damn good.
Probably better than the Berlin Bavarian Radio Symphony cycle. Better recorded.
Yeah, and they're EMI. They're all recorded in the 70s, and they're really good, fine recordings. Anyway, there we go.
No, go ahead, Jim. Go ahead, finish up.
An interesting thing that I found the other day for people who might like Carl Schuricht is there's this Scribendum box.
Hang on, Jim. Let me get you big.
All right, there's this Scribendum box. It's 10 CDs. They're mainly North German Radio Symphony Orchestra, I think. But there's a recording of Bruckner 7 in it, and it's the Hague Philharmonic. Now, they're not the greatest orchestra in the world, but it is a stereo recording of Bruckner 7 conducted by Schuricht. I am a great fan of Schuricht, I have to say.
I'm going to give you mine. That's the Karajan Bruckner 9, which I've loved since high school. That's the 1966 version. It's a tulip. I don't have a copy of it right now, but I remember playing it on my girlfriend's parents' one of those radiograms, with the speakers and the stereo all in one shot. And I remember going to the living room and putting it on, getting the record from a local store, and I was just entranced by the orchestral playing. I was in grade 10, and I just fell in love with that orchestra. So The new one that Jack and I have is very, very good. It's brilliant. You'll be happy with it. It's fantastic. But there's something special about that version, and the recording is very good. So that's my 9. Does anybody else have a 9?
I do.
Well,
Okay,
I do.
let me get you. Hang on, let me get you up, Jack. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. I've got that on vinyl. It's fantastic.
yeah, I would say it's fairly. I agree. The Carrion might be a little bit better on my taste, but this is awfully close.
It's wonderful, beautiful, great. Okay, boy, we're kicking. We're really doing excellent stuff tonight. Carl, do you have a Brooklyn 9 or Scott a Brooklyn 9?
I had went a whole series together. I can show you.
Okay, let's do your series, bud. We got lots of time. Then we'll go to Scott.
The whole. Let's see.
1 sec. There we go. Yes, it's interesting. That's getting a lot of interesting reviews. The orchestra
too, so I kind of spotted, but also it was it came with a PDF file, which I'm showing you actually because the photography was quite impressive. I mean, look at this one. This was kind of cute.
He's a fine conductor. The reviews have been
what's striking
idiosyncratic.
The recording quality was strikingly good, and I turned it on and I couldn't turn it off well. But I don't really know much about the 9th or this, so I really can't say much more about it. But I thought it's.
Did you hear them on the Aphrodites?
Yes, I did.
That must have been something else.
Carl, you should be up in the Bronx tonight on the Bruckner Expressway.
Well, I've been in the Bronx a little too much lately because my daughter goes to school there, and I think I want to stay in Manhattan this weekend.
Yeah, there is a road in New York called the Bruckner Expressway, and it has nothing to do with Bruckner. There was a in the Bronx.
Yeah, you see, when you're driving, that's correct. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and that road's been revised. Anthony, has been revised about 90 times, just so you know.
And you can only go slowly on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the one that I found in my vault.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
Jürgen Joachim is wonderful. It's lovely.
Yep.
He did a couple of different versions on different labels.
Yeah, it did a set on DG, that one, and a set on
EMI.
EMI with the Dresden Staatskapelle.
Okay. Yeah, I have a couple of from that series on these records, but
Okay. Anybody else for 9?
Anthony, I think I showed this to you, and I might have showed it to the crowd.
Oh yeah,
that's
great.
It's the Tulip DGs. They don't sound very good. The sound is not good, but the music is really good.
And the conducting he's amazing.
And
he's a
and I can open it up and show you, but here's the price sticker on that. It was $20.
Wow. Yeah.
And they're all new, like some of Jim's stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Are they in original jackets or?
Yeah. They're all in the white sleeves, and
so this
one
is
one of the things Carl was saying. These they're like books. The stuff that comes in them. If you want to learn about, if anybody's new to classical music, I mean, even if the records are in bad shape, the reading is worth the couple dollars that it costs. It's amazing information.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous. Thank you, Jack. Okay, and now symphony number 8. Jim, do you have something?
Well, again, I do love my Schurecht. I got the Carrion Vienna Philharmonic, which was the last one he ever did. Now it's very, very good.
It's very good.
For some reason I'm still into my Schurecht, but Joachim does a very, very well. I mean, just in case you've seen, this is the it's the EMI box now. It's Warner music, but you get all of them in there together with all the Brahms and I think all the Beethoven as well. But Joachim, the other interesting one I've heard recently is the Furtwängler one, which he recorded about 1944 or something. I don't know. It's one of the ones. And the recording is execrable, but the performance is very exciting.
Well, here's mine. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
When I first heard Fred Wagner's Eighth, I was overwhelmed because
Yeah,
there's so
yeah.
many great ones. The surety, he does something with the Eighth that I've not heard with any other conductor, and he did it twice, live, which there's a recording on Titania Palast, 1940. I was confused, 44, 49. I think it's 49. And the next day he went in with a bill and fill and recorded it in the studio for EMI Electrola.
Yeah.
I think the studio one is a little bit better, and it's remarkable. It's so good. I think everybody who loves the Eighth, and it's my favorite Bruckner symphony. As I said, the seventh and the ninth are probably more beautiful. The seventh is probably the most beautiful symphony ever wrote, but there's something about the Eighth that I think is incredibly deep, moving, and powerful. And so, yeah, that's if you can stream it, definitely he's recorded it lots of times, different orchestras. Get the Brill and Fill one. I think it's 44, 49.
Yeah.
Studio version. It's really spectacular. And the sound is not too bad. I mean, it's not, it's not the carry-on from the 66
Yeah.
or the Oiken Joachim. So that's mine. Anybody else have an Eighth? Oh, Jack.
So, this is a little bit more obscure. I heard this on the stream and I found it. It's a Japanese, I bought it from a guy in Japan. It's a King Records pressing, but it's the Sweetener.
Oh, yeah.
Highly regarded. Yeah.
It really flies under the radar. He does a great job with this.
Yeah.
Well, that's because that's Capella Berlin in East Germany.
Yeah.
Right? And now, of course, everyone's. Now we've got a couple of other people here. Paul says the Giulini recording of the VPO is wonderful. The Joachim EMI is preferable to the DG. Absolutely, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then Paul says, I know it's a minority view, but I really love the EMI carry-on BPO 8.
Anthony, too, another one that I think maybe flies under the radar because of Von Karajan and these other guys, but these are really hard to beat. The Klempers.
They're coming. Oh, yeah. Well,
they're really it's just
amazing. And Kelvin, I think it's a friend of yours, Jim. Herbert Blomstedt, who's still conducting in his late 90s, is an excellent Bruckner conductor. He certainly is. And Andrew from Oz writes Heiting 8. Heiting's 8th on Phillips is wonderful. And you all know the last movement with the and then the brass coming, then the timpani. Heiting's timpanist in the Concertgebouw, I think, breaks some sticks on it. It's amazing, the sound. So that's worth it just for that. Okay, so does anybody else have an 8th?
It's also Furtwängler actually said he thought that Bruckner 8 was the greatest symphony ever written. It's interesting.
Many people agree. I don't know what it is. My father was a real Bruckner scholar, and when I started getting into it, he would put on, when Roger and I were like 5 and 6, he would put on the beginning of 4, and we'd sit there listen, and he would tell us stories about going down the Rhine on a canoe and just to get his. And we were like, Roger, what's he talking about? I don't know what it is, but it's interesting, I guess. We were like 5 or 6 years old, right? But Bruckner has this. But so we talked a lot about Bruckner, and my father really loved the 7th, and he loved the 9th. He was the one that told me that Bruno Walter called the pizzicato a great Mephistophelian guitar. Fantastic! What a sound! And in the 9th, the scherzo, and but he would say, yeah, the 8th doesn't do it for me. And so I never really listened to the 8th. Then I got into it later on, and something happened when I heard the 8th. It was the Heiting 8th, and it just blew me away. Amazing. So that's the 8th. Anybody else with an 8th? Okay, so now we get down to the very, very beautiful Bruckner's most popular symphony when he was alive, and since he's dead, is the 7th. So let me just get mine up. I'm going to ask Jim first. So, Jim, what do you think?
Well, the one Bruckner Symphony I think Haitink did better than any other was the 7th. And my favorite recording is his very first one he did on Philips with the Concertgebouw about 1968 or whatever. And I think it's pretty much, for me, one of the most beautiful performances I know. And yeah, I've also, interestingly enough, people might want to, Vladimir Yarovsky has just recorded it with the Berlin Radio Symphony. And it's actually, I think, a very beautiful recording.
He's a great conductor.
It's well worth a listen. I think it came out a couple of months ago. I don't know if he's doing the whole Bruckner cycle, probably he is, but it's a very beautiful performance. It's well worth getting, and that's obviously in modern sound and everything. So, but I think Haitink for me in that, and I heard Haitink live do it a couple of times with the LSO, and it was quite an occasion. The very last time he conducted the LSO, about 3 months before he passed away, he did Bruckner 7, and it was a great journey in faith, I think, really.
I remember you telling it, and then Paul said he saw it with the BSO with Haitink. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack, you have a 7th?
Well, I have 3. Of course, this is the Haitink with the Concertgebouw.
Right.
I think that's
amazing.
Yeah.
This is again, Cellini hits it out of the box with that.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, my new favorite. It's awfully good. It's brand new.
It is fantastic.
It is really, really amazing.
It's even better than his 9th, and that's good.
You know, you have to give Pittsburgh some credit. I mean, they really play well on that. So that's my 3 favorites.
There's mine. I got the Bruckner box set done by Emil Berliner.
Yep.
And the 9th is fantastic. The 8th is fantastic, but Cellini's 7th, I've never heard anything more beautiful. And I got the CD, Pittsburgh CD reference about the same time. And the Pittsburgh is great, and he does some things that are just incredible. And I wrote about it, and reference were very happy and published the review everywhere because they like getting good reviews, of course. But this Bruckner 7 is spectacular. The recording is great. The remastering by Emil Berliner is magnificent, and the Vienna Philharmonic, they're the orchestra of record for Bruckner, and it sounds it. It's just amazing. That's if you get.
I just got an email today from DG, and this is Bruckner, but the new Peer Gynt is shipping out of Germany. The new.
Yeah, I'll pick it up when it goes on Amazon. I'm done with it today. Thank you very much. I keep checking, and it hasn't gone yet. Okay, so anybody else for the 7th? Or we go on to the. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, we'll leave the 6th for another time. Not my favorite symphony. Even Robert Simpson, the Bruckner scholar, said it's the ugly stepchild to the Bruckner symphony. Oh, believe that. Okay, 5. Do you have a 5th? I've got a couple.
Klemperer.
Yeah.
And
you can get it on a cheap CD. The CD is wonderful. Recorded in Kingsway Hall. You hear the air conditioning on the Kingsway. The playing is fantastic.
And also Sinopoli with the Dresden Staatskapelle.
Sinopoli. Interesting.
Beautiful. Very powerful performance. And of course, Joachim. But I would go for Klemperer first and Sinopoli.
Yeah. I would agree with that totally, Jim.
I have the Klemperer on record. It cost me a lot of money on EMI. I got it from Australia. It's wonderful. But I'm telling you right now, I have never heard a 5th like in that box set.
I agree.
The Carrie-Ann's 5th.
Okay.
The recording is beautiful. It's analog and it's done by Emil Berliner. But the orchestral playing is just out of this world. And Carrie-Ann is very mainstream interpretation. It's not an easy piece to conduct. There's a lot of stuff going on there, and I love that slow movement with that kind of funky syncopation and that oboe and bassoon solo on the top. But if you have the Klemperer, you can get the CD for $5. It's wonderful. Be happy. or the LP is much harder to find, EMI. But if you get that, it's in that box set, very expensive box set, but it's my favorite. Anybody else have a fifth?
Well, I agree with the two. I take Von Karajan 1, Klemperer 2, and I can't pronounce this name. Somebody's going to have to help me with this. But it's a great recording and a great version of this. Does anybody know?
Yeah, let me tell you how they pronounce it.
Foolish.
Stanislav. Ready, Jim?
Yeah.
Screw it up, Steve. The British musicians are so cynical. It's Stanislav Novochevsky. He's a very fine conductor. And his Bruckner is very good. That
It really is good. But
yeah,
I don't think anything's going to touch Von Karajan and Klemperer. I think close second. It'd be nice if they remaster these Klemperer recordings. If the tapes are,
if you get the EMI, you don't need to remaster. It's so amazing. But
yeah,
the Screw It Upski. I forget which orchestra, Halle or something, were doing it. And
it's the Halle, yeah.
Yes, Stanislav Screw It Upski, which is not fair, but he's an older man. You know, I mean, we've seen older men trying to do things.
What label were those originally out on?
this is on the OEHMS.
It's a German label. It's very good. That box gets rave reviews.
Oh, huh.
Rave reviews. Anybody else for a 5? Okay, now we come to the mighty fourth. I think it's Bruckner's opening, Bruckner's greatest utterance. Let me just get to my. Jim, you have a fourth?
Well, it's for me now. It's a toss-up between Klemperer and Böhm, but I think Klemperer wins.
The Böhm Vienna Phil is very, very good, really good. I've got that on vinyl, but unfortunately for everybody else, Klemperer is like one of those things. Klemperer ruined it.
Yeah,
and everybody else because there's something he does. Well, first of all, it's like all magic, and I finally found a Testament warp that I got. Getting an original Columbia stereo is impossible, like $800. Those paintings by Jericho, I have it. They're the paint. This is my father's actual recording with Columbia and mono, and we listened in Germany. And I would look at those paintings, and I would say, "Oh, that's interesting." They use paintings by Jericho, the French romantic and I got hooked into Bruckner 4 early, but there's something that he does. So I want you, if you get a chance to follow the score, listen to it. Everyone play. There's so many. There's that new one, Jack, that we listened to with.
Yeah, it's not out on. I think it's just on stream. I haven't seen it yet.
And the piece is not, except for the horn solo at the beginning. The piece is really easy to play. It's not difficult.
It is.
So you go through. So any orchestra can play it. But he does something in the beginning. First of all, it's Alan Civil on the horn. He plays it just as well as anybody else, or better. That's great. The Philharmonia strings, beautiful. The tremolando. But after the melody, the woodwinds come in, flutes, oboes, and clarinets, and it imitates what the horn's done. But what Klemperer does, which is not, it's in the score slightly, but it's kind of hidden. There's crescendos, and he lifts it. And he just lifts it, and as it goes up the key, and he lifts it more and more and more. It's just incredible. I've never heard anybody else do it. So that's got it for me. Alan Civil, the recording is incredibly good. EMI. So that's it for me. Anybody else got a different fourth?
Okay. Before you all laugh.
No, why would we laugh? That's a great orchestra.
Well, you don't think of Ormandy doing Bruckner. I mean, I don't, but this is remarkably good. It's. I've heard some of the other one or two others. I didn't like them. This is not. It's not Klemperer, but it's for Ormandy. I think it's a real surprise.
He's a great conductor. He's having a bit of resurgence. He's amazing. A very, very safe conductor. Okay. Any other fourths? Kyle? Scott?
No.
I have a question. I have a question for
go ahead, Kyle.
This has been very
I have one more.
Go ahead, and then we'll get Kyle's question.
You know, and again, this is one of the big ones. I think I happen to like it because, of course, Bud Herseth is on this. And it's Chicago, and and it's good. Again, it's not Klemper, but it's worth the listen to.
Fantastic. Carl, what's your question?
It's very informative. Jim started off by saying that, he doesn't really think it's a good idea to get one set of everything because different conductors and different symphonies do a better job at individual ones or whatever. And that's just what you've just illustrated, amazing array of, none of you picked the same person all the time to be the conductor or the symphony, whatever. It's exactly what Jim originally said. So you guys carried it out in real time. Impressive.
Well, let me just remove that, and then we get Sky back up. There we go. This guy. Okay.
Nice.
So, well, first of all, guys, thank you so much for your input. I know we have 1, 2, and 3. I think if you desperately want 1, 2, and 3, they're good symphonies. They're not 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, but they're good symphonies. The carry-on box is fantastic. They're the new carry-on box. They're wonderful. So let me just go through some of the.
Anthony,
Well, one person we didn't mention. Oh, sorry, Jack.
Go ahead.
No, just one person we didn't mention, certainly for 1, 2, and 1 and 2, is Shai.
Yes, with the German Radio Symphony.
Yeah, and also is it the Concerto he did? I can't remember.
He did the 7th with the Bavarian Radio.
No, I think you're right. I think it's Berlin Radio Symphony.
Yeah, and the 7th is incredible. It was number 1 for a long time.
Just real quick, there's 2 new boxes out. One of them's not even on Discogs yet. I'll tell you about it. In fact, both of these I don't think are on Discogs.
Oh, look at Mr. Bruckner, man.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a compilation of 1 through 9, but it's different. It's a Botto song does 1, Stein does 2, a Baum 3 and 4, Mazel 5, Stein 6, Solti 7, Solti 8, and Maida on 9. Recordings are good. It's brand new. It's different versions, and it's really good. I mean, it's really interesting to listen to because you can kind of go back and forth. And the other one, I just got this today. Haven't heard it yet.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's Yvonne, but he also does a Schubert symphony, and in fact 2, and a Brahms 1 is on this. I haven't heard it yet, but we'll see. But it's brand new. It's
fantastic. I know you're going to be on at the top of the show in a week or so, and you'll have to tell us all about it, Jack.
Yeah.
Sky, did you have a Bruckner one that you wanted to show us?
Bruckner, I'm gonna stick with string quartet. How about that?
Bruckner, that's fine, man.
Which I agree with James and Carl. I think I do have the box set. I do have the cycles. I actually have the Anthony, the carry-on on Tulip.
Oh yeah, it's
on the ninth symphony, and I think the difference is that to me is which tempo they play is really important, and it's also important where they play, because most of the Bruckner symphonies are so bombastic and so long. You really need to have a good place to hear and experience it. So that's why there's quite a bit of difference, even the 8th symphony, because 8th symphony, the Bohms does it 60 minutes, but Hating almost goes over the 80 minutes mark. So there's quite a bit of different marks on that. It's like everybody prefers something different, and it's definitely, that's why I think James had a great point. The cycles are sometimes not the best. And especially, I also don't listen to Bruckner as much. But what I do listen is the string quartet, which is the in F major he did.
Oh yeah, the Bruckner chord, yes.
And this is the Vienna Philharmonic Quintet. It is it's an ace of diamonds.
Wow, look at that. Cool.
So this ace of diamonds. I mean, this will feel like you're right there. This Vienna Foreman quintet plays it beautifully, and it's SDD 490. It's the same thing with the Ford. I mean, I think the hating is really, I do like hating approach because he plays with a different tempo, and Baron Boehm is also good. It's just a different flavor they put out.
It's amazing.
Anthony,
So many different rhythms.
Jim.
Thank you. Let me just go through
I have
some of
a-
the comments before we say
A
goodbye.
quick question for you and Jim. Is there a reason that Bernstein didn't even come up in this discussion for Bruckner?
Check on YouTube. I think he's done the 9th. Some guys it's like Barenboim with Mahler. Some guys they don't cotton to it. I mean, Bernstein is fantastic for everything, but they just sometimes they don't. So Andrew Moss said Bruckner did have a programmatic aspect to it. I think he certainly did. Tech Writer says, anyone have or heard the director disc Bernard Haitink Berlin Phil Bruckner 7 came out a few years ago. It sold out very quickly. It's now worth like $3,000. The Berlin idea. I have that Haitink Bruckner 7. Scott said very fun. Scott said, how does it sound? I have it, but never opened it. That's a little bit like Scott. And Max says, Max is Max Geiger from Audiophilia, one of our incredible writers. Haven't heard many fifths. I'm not motivated to search. Well, his 5th is really great. And like I said, you can get it on a fantastic CD. It's really good. Jim and I saw it live with the Cleveland. James, you like this. Jim and I saw it in the Cleveland with Doc Manley and in that hall. It was absolutely magical. Beautiful. And to kind of piggyback onto what Sky said, it has excellent Philips analog sound with a wonderfully special.
Yeah, that's right. It does.
Right.
And then, we've got quite a few. Max says, I have the 4th wand with Berlin. Yeah. Problem with wand is you did a lot of them in cathedrals, and it's a bit boomy. I have both the live and studio recording by Klemper. I don't know who we did it live with. Now, Kelvin comes up with a really great point. When the LPO were busy christening Franz Welser most, frankly, worse than most, and he didn't last very long, they recorded a Bruckner 5 on EMI, the LPO, in the Wiener Concerthaus. And it is superb. It's really good. Here's Leanne, one of my students from many, many years ago. Hello, taking us. Hi, Leanne. How are you, my dear? I saw on Facebook you had a busy day today. I hope everything is good. Okay. And Paul says the Barenboim CSO4 is his best performance of that piece. That's the one that, Paul has it because Jack sent it and Paul won it. Now, interesting, Paul. The Mazel, Paul Mazel doesn't get much love. The Mazel 5th is excellent. And Scott said he had a 5th with Swallish, very fine conductor. And the Klemper is with the Baron Radio 70, says Jeremy. And then Daryl said, final comment, Bernstein famously said he disliked Bruckner. So that's it. Yeah. Can't like everything, right?
Well,
so
the
guys,
interesting thing about Klemper, though, Anthony, is, he was around like Bruno Walter, but he didn't like Mahler very much. That's why he only recorded, I think, 3 or 4 of the symphonies out of the 9. And there was something he didn't actually care for. It's interesting, isn't it, really?
Not everybody likes everything, right? Listen, guys, that's it for tonight. Just over 90 minutes. Again, we had lots of time to talk tonight.
Anthony, what's the record I need to buy?
I'm not going to show you till it comes.
Oh my God.
No, you're not getting it that easy, buddy. But I will tell you, there were 2. One name mint, which I bought, and one VG++. So there'll be one for you. But you better get it when I show it you. It's really beautiful of an artist I've never heard of before. And there's nothing about the artist on the internet. Nothing. I saw a Japanese ladies talking about the Len Sondek, and they played this recording, and I was like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. and they were, giggling, the Japanese ladies, right? And they were saying how much they loved it, and they were right on. So anyway, so it's something to look forward to. But it's Beethoven, you'll love it and you'll want it for sure. So Joey says, great show, thank you everybody. And it was again for the Peanut Gallery, the Macadamia Gallery. Boy, we couldn't do it without you. And for the best team and everybody watching live, lovely. And of course, all the people are going to watch this on the rerun. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you next week. We have a guest next week, Oswaldo from Let There Be Sound. We'll be doing high-end audio. And life's pretty good. So I hope everybody's well. Have a great week. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Good night.